Hello, everybody. So it's Arjun and Serp here, and we're both going to be playing the co-op of Combat Evolved. It's nice of us to for a game to come out that we can do co-op on, because there's not that many co-op games. At least ones.
This game is really well optimized.
Yeah. Because I know your
Hopefully
computers...
my washing machine's not too bad. Well, I just have like a hand-me-down laptop my dad gave me.
Right.
I'm not exactly the biggest PC gamer.
You're a console peasant.
Yeah, I'm a console peasant.
Guys, let me know just because I'm going to try and balance Serp. So Serp should be a bit louder than the game. So I'm just going to have to do some audio balancing. Okay, so on a scale of, how big of a Chad is Master Chief?
A 10?
Yeah.
I actually greatly prefer the original graphics.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
It's good because I can play that on this.
Yeah.
I guess maybe a 8. Maybe not a 10, I don't know. How am I supposed,
I don't know how you would determine. Let me just turn the brightness
How does
up.
this scale go?
Sorry?
I
don't know, actually.
Is Guts the highest level of Chad?
Maybe, probably. Can you be a bigger Chad than Guts?
You could be Christ, I guess.
That's true. Well, I mean, who's just a human. Let me see here. Okay.
I really like that I can play when I play Reach and Halo, I can do Halo 1 controls on my Xbox, like Halo 1 and Halo 2 controls on Halo, the newer games. I appreciate that because I actually hate Halo 3's controls with the RB replacing the X button.
Right. So yeah, people just let us know how the audio balancing is, because it's kind of hard for me to tell. I really like... Has John's voice actor done anything else?
John 117.
Yeah, I interchangeably refer to him as John or
okay.
Chief. He's a really good voice actor.
You see, I never played Reach or 4. I played their multiplayer a lot for Reach, not that much for 4. So you were telling me that when you were growing up, this was the Chad game?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Did you just not play it because Chad played it, so you disliked it?
Well, I was a Nintendo fanboy. Which I guess I still kind of am to a certain extent. But I mostly played... I had an GameCube and a decent PC. And now I guess I have a Switch and a decent PC. So... Yeah, but all the douchebags...
Don't you have a 360 though?
Yeah, I do have a 360.
Did you play through the original games on 360 then?
I played through 1 and 2. I actually rented an Xbox for a weekend.
Oh, you can do that?
You could. Well, I'd rented 1 because it was my birthday and I was having some friends over, and I thought Halo would be a fun party game. Because it is a good party game. So.
Well, I played hundreds and hundreds of Last Black Kanye. I streamed this game with him earlier, and I've streamed a lot of games with him.
Oh,
we played hundreds
upon
hundreds of hours of this game.
Okay, that was my bad.
I played hundreds of the hours of this game in multiplayer.
Let me just go back so you could respawn.
That's fine. But yeah, except for I lost my pistol now, so that's cool. But anyway, yeah, so... Okay, I got it.
The other game I used to play a lot at parties was Battlefront 2.
Oh, yeah, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The original Call of Duty 4.
So, at one, Star Wars Battlefront, I mean?
Gears of War.
So, one time, I think...
Do System Link Gears of War and play Horde or Beast Mode. That's That's always a great one.
Yeah, we system linked Battlefront 2, so we had 8-player multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
Remember split screen? Remember, like, I guess split screen is cool, but remember how like much it sucked to try to like do anything?
Well, here's the thing: when we got into like high school and people actually had part-time jobs, so when we play with 4 people in Halo, we just play System Link anyway, so we wouldn't have to deal with split screen.
Right.
Because most of the time when we did System Link is only like 4 or 5 people.
I remember this being one of the first, like the OG PC version of this being really, really good.
It was really bugged if you played through the campaign of it.
Oh, it was?
Because if you exploded a grenade, it would cause like massive frame drop.
Oh, okay.
But I've played through the PC version of I played the multiplayer, the PC version of this.
Yeah,
like,
multiplayer is really good.
A lot. And if you play the multiplayer on this, I think this is actually ported the PC version because it has the flamethrower, for instance.
Right.
Which the original Xbox version didn't have.
Yeah, it also has like you banshees for multiplayer and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And there's extra maps. So, is this a bridge here? Yeah.
Just turning up the game volume a bit.
Is anybody saying anything interesting in the chat?
No, just talking about.
This is the first level you get a shotgun on, right?
I think
this is the first level, the flood.
God, the music's good in this game. The flood creeped me out as a kid. Then again, given you must have thought they were like the coolest things ever.
I think that they're kind of lame.
Oh, really? But they're body horror.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're not like well developed.
Right. Yeah, I suppose.
They're not very well developed at all. I think I liked Gravemind. Mm-hmm. I think that the Covenant is much better developed than the Flood ever was. Like the Flood is like essentially completely undeveloped, at least in the games. So I always thought the Covenant were far more interesting, and I've never thought. I guess on Halo, like Halo 2, playing against the Flood is awful. Like it's really boring.
Playing against them in Halo Wars is also really boring.
Can you play as the Flood in Halo Wars?
I don't know. I never played the skirmish.
Oh.
Watch your mouth, son.
I always thought this was really cool as a kid. Like how they have this...
the found footage?
Yeah.
Well, you're like a big, huge fan of fan footage, aren't you?
Yeah. Once again, this was like... I had never seen anything like this before in a video game.
How cinematic it was?
Yeah.
Was this the first... When did you play Halo for the first time?
I think when I was, like, when it first came out. I went over to a friend's, like, birthday party. I still had, like, a N64, so, like, this was the first time seeing, like,
that
a game.
console?
Yeah, and this is one of the best-looking games.
Or that generation.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Halo 1. I think that the single-player gameplay of this game is better than all the other games combined. Or, all, like, by far. I think that the single player in this game is debatably one of a competitor for being the best first person shooter, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's aged really well. Other people have said it hasn't aged that well, though. I think that they're just fucking retards. I don't know why.
Honestly, the like, I think for the like classic graphics, they just upped the polygons or something. It still looks pretty good, considering this game is like 20 years old.
What do we have, Sergeant? Looks like a Covenant patrol. Badass elite.
Something I really liked about this game, and like I'm glad they developed them, but just for this game, it was cool that we don't really know anything about the Covenant. They're just like this weird, like alien race. This game, I think, almost more than anything else,
Right. Well, let's get this
really
door
gives a
open.
good impression
I'll
of
try,
being
sir.
all
But it
alone.
looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
Yes.
Do it, son.
Like, just be
Like, especially after this level.
Yeah, when all the Marines are
Where
gone.
one of the best parts about this game, and it's in Doom as well, is monster infighting.
Yeah.
So when you get past this level and the Flood and the Covenant are fighting each other, and you feel all alone against them, and it's just you're like humans are no longer a part of this, and it's just the Flood versus the Covenant, and you're just completely alone. I think that's very good, like the sense of isolation.
You get that whole like vertical level where the Flood and Covenant are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never played like something that open world in an FPS either.
Well, this game is more open world than most. I think all the other Halo games.
Corporal, do you copy? Over.
I haven't played 4, 5, but
Get your ass back up to
this game is more open world than 2 and ODST and 3.
I gave you an order.
Also, this was one of the first FPSs I think that had like decent enemy AI.
Where's that coming from, Mendoza?
I mean, I'm not good at judging enemy AI, but it seemed like it was okay in this game, at least by the standards of the time.
Hold still. Hold still.
I don't know. I kind of find like enemy AIs a meme.
Yeah. Stalker has really good enemy AI.
Fire your weapon. Don't even think about it.
I don't know what it's like. I don't in Metro. I guess it's okay.
Get back here, Marine.
I think Turok Evolution might be better enemy AI than Metro.
I haven't watched your recent Metro Last Light one.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to play through Metro Last Light.
How is it?
It's better once you get past the cutscenes.
They need to learn like about pacing. Like one had too many cutscenes, but it had better pacing, I think.
Yeah, the whole beginning of the game is wall-to-wall cutscenes, and it's...
I think one has too many, but it's at least like...
Is this where we go?
I'm not sure. I'm just,
I'm trying to follow, like, the beacon on
the assault rifle?
Yeah.
Maybe we have to go up.
Oh, they're coming in, so I think you fight them.
Yeah, like, even this, I think, was really well done. Like, there's just a couple of them at first, and you're like, what are these random things? Oh yeah, I just wanted to say something. Myomer armor is not an effective way of preventing infection by flood spores. So, turn in all your Myomer armor to your local UNSC office, because the field medics need it for when they're treating Marines infected by the flood.
I went to Joan Fabrics today and bought fabric to make my own masks.
Okay, so like, because there are some people who are like, who are posting on like my Facebook wall stuff, like how like, oh no, the government was referring to like this particular type of mask. Or, oh,
I don't understand why people would actively defend the government right now. Like, they've actively lied to the American people. So...
Because, I mean, but they said at the beginning, right, that, like, masks, like, from that Attorney General post, they're not effective, but now they're saying, okay, it might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I really like how, like, the tempo, so yeah, they're sending more and more of these guys, and now we're starting to see flood music. The music's really good.
So if the Chads played the Halo, then what were the Sony fanboys? What were they? Are they we like the scum of the earth? Oh, I never played Final Fantasy.
They were like neckbeards.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. That's a very attractive description.
The Nintendo fanboys were kind of like the
man children
kids. Yeah.
The thing is, Xbox sucks now.
Yeah, I remember like a lot of people really hated on Xbox One.
The Xbone has no game. Like, they're just releasing all of the Gears of War and Halo games on. I think we just go back.
I was trying because I have Game Pass. Holy shit! Look
Mhm.
below us.
I know.
Fuck.
They're monster infighting.
I think they're collision detecting.
So what's Game Pass?
It's like the It's Microsoft's subscription-based series service. So I get it 'cause it's $7 a month, and it includes like this. Like I'm playing this on Game Pass. It also included Metro Exodus, which was the reason I first got it, because that was back when Metro Exodus wasn't on Steam. And then it has a couple other things. It has The Outer Worlds, which I didn't think was very good. And then this game called Vampire, which was kind of interesting. So someone in the chat says they saw some morbidly obese black women in Mjolnir armor at Walmart.
Okay, hot.
Okay. I'm kind of lost. Like, I guess so long as like blood keep attacking us, it means we're heading in broadly the right direction.
I don't know. I mean, just because I'm playing this game with you, it means we're gonna get lost. I think every fan of Let's Fails knows that I have a natural tendency to get lost in any video game.
Oh, I thought you meant I was going to get us lost.
No, if I'm playing, that means you're going to get lost.
Right. Okay, so we came in that way. I think this is the way we need to go. Yep, okay, this is the right way. At least there's enemies here, so I think it is. Oh, cool, we have monster infighting now. The pistol in this game was so good, and then it was never good again. The
pistol's the best weapon in the game.
I get that they kind of probably had to nerf the assault rifle because I think it's kind of almost too good in this game, but they went too far with nerfing.
Well, I think that this is where you get the shotgun.
Maybe.
Because you get the shotgun on this level.
It's kind of funny, just in Darkside Phil's playthrough of Metal Gear. Have you played any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Again, like, I'm a Sony fanboy that never played Metal Gear Solid or the Final Fantasy games.
So, like, in Metal Gear Solid 3, he got angry because the game glitched and it took away the shotgun when he picked it up. And he wanted to use the shotgun when he was fighting the sniping boss, and everyone made fun of him. But it's actually, like, the most effective way to kill the sniping boss, because he'll fall asleep, and then you get a chance to, like, take a couple free shots at him, and I think, like, 2 shotgun shells to the head insta-kill him. So everyone was calling him a retard, but I tried it, and it, like, made the fight really easy.
I don't think... How do you say this? I don't think that he's... I never thought he was stupid. I just don't understand. Does he literally just waste all his money on gambling? Or something?
I don't know.
Because doesn't he actually earn a considerable income on Twitch?
Yeah, he makes a lot of money. I mean, I think now that we have numbers, he makes like $70,000-$80,000 a year. It's hard to tell though, because like his finances are just so fucked. Because he like reports some stuff as something, and he reports, like, I don't know where he reports damages.
See, because it doesn't make any sense he'd make $70,000 or $80,000 a year, because he doesn't have to drive to work. So that's like as you said before, working is expensive.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that, but
He just works from home, and he can write off most of his stuff because he's a small independent business, and there's no real losses. Like compared to other businesses, right? He has no real losses.
Right.
Because he's just playing, it's just pure, all he has to do is buy a video game and play it, but he can write that off tax-wise.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something. It kind of irritates me when people give him shit for writing off video games as business.
Well, I mean,
expenses.
it's legitimate because that's his business.
I mean, I don't write off video.
That's his main source of income.
But I write off, like, when I bought this computer. Because I report whatever ad revenue or donations people give me. I mean, it's not like it's even that much, but I just rather do it rather than, like, it be an issue later on if they decide to audit me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when people say like it's just like a hobby, and I'm like, but if you make $80,000 or whatever doing something, it is a business. It may be bullshit, but oh, that's kind of cool. Someone's saying Washington charges sole proprietary businesses out of the ass. No, I think it's like 1.5% or something is the small business tax, but there's no state income tax. Does Montana have a income tax?
Yes.
That's weird.
Montana has no sales tax though.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's kind of weird. But Montana, because of that, has really high property taxes.
Right. I guess it's kind of a pick your poison kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to have, if you're from like a NASBL perspective, it's better to have property taxes than sales taxes because sales tax disproportionately hurts poor people. Mm-hmm. While property tax disproportionately hurts more well-off people.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not like... I'm just saying...
It is funny. I do think there is some truth to, like, the normie conservative thing that a lot of the people who want higher taxes are people who don't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know, like, once I started paying taxes, I was like, oh, I get why conservatives bitched about this so much. Are Montana's income taxes pretty low?
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's much... Like, it's just this very small thing that's like 1/10 is the size, or like probably like 1/15 the size of federal tax income tax.
Oh, okay. The thing I do kind of like about income taxes is they take it off your payroll, so like you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know if there's ever been a year I haven't gotten money back.
Even now, when you have a real job.
Yeah, because I put money in my, I think it's called a 401k in the States, but I put money in my RSP every week.
Yeah, I have a 401k now, so it's kind of
So I
weird.
get back whatever taxes I would have paid on my RSP.
See, I don't know where to go here now.
Here maybe?
Isn't that where we came in from?
I don't know where else we'd go.
This level is always confusing.
Do you have a favorite level in this game?
I have a friend that whenever we would hang out, and we called it the tradition, we would play co-op of the last level of this game together.
Oh, Pillar of Autumn's awesome. Pillar of Autumn's really good. Silent Cartographer was actually the first level I played in this game.
At a friend's house or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually like Library. A lot of people are saying they hate the Library level, but...
Is this level?
No, that's the level with the Sentinels.
Oh, yeah, I actually like fighting the Sentinels more than I like fighting the Flood.
Uh-huh. No, it's the level where the Sentinels help you.
What?
It's the level where the Sentinels help you against the Flood.
Oh, yeah. I just really appreciate that this game has so many different enemies.
Mm.
I just find the idea of fighting different types of enemies instead of like humans over and over again in a military shooter, I never found that very entertaining.
Well, that's one of the big issues I have with like Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's just very repetitive. I don't think the Gears of War games are particularly good, to be honest.
You don't like them?
Not really.
Oh, I always liked them. I think that they kind of... I think the first one's the best in retrospective.
Are they something you have to play multiplayer on to... Because I never really liked the campaign in them. I just find it very repetitive.
It's not very much fun unless you're playing hardcore mode.
Okay.
And you need to play co-op.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying Gears of War 4, and I'm just not really...
Oh, those games... I heard those are awful.
Oh, okay.
I never played any of them past 3.
Because I'm kind of... If 3 was on Game Pass, I'd play it, because I'm kind of curious to see just the plot.
The first one is the best. I think the best... Like, the third one and the second one are really... Like, the game is a game that you play co-op, if that makes sense. It's not as much fun by yourself.
Right. Do you like it because the cog is Nazgul? Like, actually, unironically Nazgul?
Oh, is there an actual story?
Yeah.
I never played through 3, actually.
No, cog is literally like a socialist
like
Nazgul republic.
Poured a million billion hours.
Yeah, the coalition of ordered governments is defined as like a nationalist socialist.
Based. Did we beat this, or is there more to do here?
I forget. Why are there Marines? They just kind of randomly showed up. Did we rescue them or something?
I don't know. Oh, the black lady was talking.
I remember Halo 2 had a fair number of detractors when it came out.
Why?
They just thought it was a step back.
I think that they're both very good games. I think the multiplayer for Halo 2 is better because of destructible vehicles.
Right.
Because the indestructible vehicles can... I mean, like, they're fun to play around with, but it kind of, like, is less entertaining, in my opinion.
I think in single player it actually is pretty good.
Well, yeah, I know, but...
No, I agree.
But when they do it in the multiplayer, like, where you can't destroy a tank or something, it's just kind of annoying.
I forget the cog had like... Sorry?
Is this a comfy stream?
Yeah. I'll have to look it up if we weren't playing this, but the cog had like a series of values and like one of them was like faith or something. I think there is a monotheistic religion they have on Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, literally there was
Sentinels.
It's kind of funny because there was a world war that like ended with the cog taking over the entire world. And immediately after that, Emergence Day happened and the Locusts attacked.
Doesn't, like, the Emergence Day, isn't that Gears of War Judgment?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you still order stuff on Amazon?
Yeah, it's just delayed.
maybe I'll order Judgment because I have 3, so then I could play through those and tell you how they are. Because from my understanding, Judgment is considered really bad, but I don't know if that's like the single player is bad or it got rid of Horde mode, which is the most popular part of the game, or it got rid of Beast mode, which is also amazing.
Yeah,
have you ever played 3?
No.
3 has a thing called Beast mode where you play as the enemies. I don't know how to describe them. And you fight the humans. It's just outstanding. It's really fun. I like how it's like Aliens music. Oh look, it spawned me without the shotgun.
This is actually my favorite level.
Oh really?
Yeah, I like this level. I'm the only person who likes this level.
I don't think it's a bad... Like, I like this level more than the last level. The last level is probably my least favorite level.
The only thing I don't like about this is I actually really hate the suicide flood.
The blood that blow up?
Yeah, the ones that blow up. I really hate those.
The one that just blew up on you?
Like, how I feel about the flood is I like the, like, humanoid ones. I don't like the little ones, and I don't like the explosion ones.
How many of the novels have you read through?
Only Reach.
Is that the only one you should? Because that was released before the game was, from my understanding.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Isn't that just the backstory of Master Chief as a character?
Ones, yeah.
Isn't that where they established pretty much the whole story?
Okay, I'm sorry I'm sucking so hard. Yeah. I think almost all the Spartan 2s, like, died in the fall of Reach. My opinion on it was always that, like, the war was actually going really
Do I jump in here or something?
I don't know.
Does it, like, lift me up?
I'm not sure.
I feel like such a boomer. I haven't played this in so long.
Well, you're not the one who keeps dying.
Oh.
Maybe try killing those so I can respawn.
I think that they just come in indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Argent, this is all for you.
I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
We were planning to do Red Alert 3, but we couldn't get it to work. Because that game has co-op.
Yeah, when...
You know, I actually have Red Alert 3 for PlayStation 3.
Really?
It's interesting.
I'd imagine, like, it's hard with the...
Well, no, the thing is you have a lot of hero characters in that game.
Oh, okay.
And you can lose the hero characters and not, like, find them. It's really... There's no, like, hotkeys for the hero characters. So you could, like, lose them on the map and have to take, like 5 minutes to find them or something.
Red Alert 3 has, like, more fan service than just about any game I've ever played.
Well, doesn't all the Red Alert games have fan service?
The first one does. Well, I guess they have, like, the hot Soviet lady, but... It's funny because Red Alert 2 is by far the darkest CNC game. Like, the first mission for the Soviet campaign is, like, massacring, like, a village of civilians. I actually really like the guy they got to play Stalin in Red Alert 1. He's kind of a mixture of being, like, really, like a frightening psychopath, but also really childish, which I thought was... Is the Red Alert remix, is it just the first game, or is it just the first Command and Conquer, or is it... Sorry, what do you mean?
Aren't they re-releasing Command and Conquer? Is it just Command and Conquer 1, or are they
I'm not
re-releasing
sure.
all the same games on the engine?
I hope they're re-releasing.
So he was hovering over the door you're supposed to go to.
Red Alert is, I think, by far the hardest Command and Conquer game.
The original Red Alert?
Yeah, is really hard.
It's harder than Tiberian, or what's the Command and Conquer 3? I thought that was really hard.
3 is very uneven. Like, there's a couple, particularly the GDI campaign, I found a lot.
Yes, I thought the GDI campaign was, like, brutal.
I think there's a level, there's like a couple, although there's the Nod level where you have to where there's like a couple escort missions for Nod. Yeah, CNC 3 was really hard. Like, I was replaying it a while ago, and I'm just like, this game's way harder than I thought. Kane's Wrath is also really hard. The thing is, levels in Kane's Wrath are just very long. Like, they're like 3 or 4 times as long as, like, CNC 3 campaign missions. But, yeah.
I mean, is there any, like, really story-based RTS? Like, I mean, how many RTS franchises are even left at this point?
It depends. I don't think they'll ever make us. Well, they're finished the StarCraft plotline, so I don't think they'll make StarCraft 3.
I mean, aren't they kind of lazy?
Yeah. StarCraft 3 was better than I thought it was. I haven't finished it because I don't like playing as Protoss, really, and it's the last campaign, so...
StarCraft 2?
Yeah, yeah, StarCraft 2. I
don't like StarCraft that much, to be honest.
No, I don't like it.
Does that make me a fag?
No, my issue with a lot of this, I just don't like rush RTSs. So,
see, you find Company Heroes too overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I really like Company Heroes. But, like, the story I always found it to be really boring. So I just played Skirmisher Online. Yeah.
I mean, I like doing the single-player missions, I just didn't pay attention to the story.
I mean, that's what I meant. There's not really a story.
Yeah. What did you like to play as? I mean, which tech tree?
What do I mean, I think everyone prefers to play, at least for one, I think everyone prefers to play as Germany.
Oh, I mean, well, as America, I liked all. I think I liked Airborne the most.
I really don't like, I don't like the Panzer Elite. Maybe I'm just retarded and never learned how to play them.
Yeah.
But I just always found that there's certain types of, like, enemies that they can't fight.
I found Terror had better tanks. Because doesn't Terror get Tiger Ace?
No, I'm talking about the civilizations.
Oh, right. Okay, right. They added Panzer Elite, yeah.
I'm not talking about the,
tech trees?
the tech trees.
I think as America, I think I liked Airborne.
I think I always played Terror because Terror has automatic retreat. See,
Right.
whenever I play Company Heroes with other people.
Okay, I boomered there. Oh wait, I survived?
Yeah, it's not like a bottomless crevasse.
Well, and I can't get out of here though.
No, you can turn the flashlight on and turn around.
Okay.
So I always played as Terror and just do the 100 ammo retreat, forced retreat. The forced retreat for infantry is amazing as Terror.
I actually can't see a way out of here.
You can't see the way out?
No.
Will you teleport to me eventually?
Yeah, I will.
Rip.
Does Terror? I think Terror gets Tiger Ace, doesn't it?
I think.
I don't remember, was Stokes good in that game?
Yeah, it's just they're good for the price.
Right. So, like, historically?
Mm-hmm. It's not gonna make you spawn to me. It's just gonna let you die down there.
I'll kill myself, I guess.
I'm literally on the elevator.
Oh, there we go. I only partially killed myself. We should have sentinel shows. There we go.
Productivity has caused a failure in a drone control subsystem. I must be sent to backup. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I've completed my task.
No, I think what happened is I fell into a place that's supposed to kill you, but I had an overshield on.
Oh.
So I survived when I wasn't.
When you were
really
professional?
supposed to. Yeah. Oops. This is how you don't play Halo Combat Evolved.
This is how you fail. Let's fail.
Yeah.
I always thought doing a let's play of Halo would be really bad because everybody's played it.
Yeah.
It's always better to do a more obscure game because then people will be interested in seeing it. But
Metro's kind of like in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was a lot more obscure, but apparently it's not.
Not in like these circles. It's probably something that just it probably appeals to like a lot of people who like Paradox strategy games or like Mountain Blade or any of those other.
Why would it appeal to them?
Just a lot of people I don't know who are kind of edgy tend to like those kind of things.
Okay. I think I mean, I guess it's not that much survival. I mean, it has horror, but the gameplay's not survival horror, if that makes sense.
Metro?
Yeah. In Metro Last Light, there's not really any... You can... In, like, the first one, like, if you don't do stealth, there's areas where you can't really make it through. But you could just shoot through everyone in Last Light.
I think you can shoot through in most cases in the other game in both games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just you have to be kind of tactical. I kind of think it's when I call it survival horror, I mean more in the context of you just not having a lot of ammo.
Okay.
The Sentinels can use their weapons to manage the flood only for
because you are generally
speed is of the essence.
short. Well, I don't know if short on ammo is, but if you're like retarded with your ammo, you can get fucked. Although by the end of Metro 1, I had like so much ammo, I just was just using military grade rounds. Okay, your last stream of Metro 1 was amazing.
Oh. I think what ended up happening is the Turok streams were probably more entertaining. I think the Turok streams are probably like more entertaining than the Metro streams.
The problem is the game is too long.
Yeah.
It's not
Me
even
just
the game
running
is
out
long.
of ammo and me running out of the masks.
Yeah.
In Metro.
Yeah. Well, gas masks aren't an effective way of preventing radiation exposure, so.
Okay.
I think what it is it blocks radioactive dust.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll get the rocket launcher. I'm always scared of the rocket launcher because I tend to kill myself with it.
You're a professional.
Please wait here.
Yeah, Mountain Blade's not really my thing. Have you tried Kingdom Come Deliverance?
No. Oh, I have it though. There's a huge sale at GameStop, and I got it. My roommate played it. I don't think he liked it very much. He played it for like an hour.
It made me physically nauseous, so I actually returned it.
Oh, you did? I hope this is probably an incredibly boring stream.
It's comfy though.
Oh. How do you describe comfy? What does that mean? What does that even mean?
How do you describe any meme?
I tried to describe the word meme to my mom today.
It's like when I try to explain to our mutual friend how I use the word troll. I just can't.
So should I actually watch through GX?
Yeah, it's all something I'd like to. I don't know if we could find a time, I'd watch it with you.
Oh yeah, but it's like massive, like the original series.
I haven't actually gotten past season like 2. I really like season 1 and 2.
Can you buy collections of it?
I don't think so.
Because I have the DVD for the entire Duel Monster series. The thing is, like, the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! is that the dark fantasy's interesting, but the card games aren't.
Oh, I actually like the card games.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not talking about, like, to play the game, I'm talking about, like, in the anime.
GX is weird, 'cause it starts out being really goofy, but it's kind of, like, goes darker.
I don't know, doesn't Little Karibo like it?
Oh, I haven't actually watched it. I thought he hated GX.
Oh.
Or, well, it's hard
From
to
what
tell.
I heard, IDs is supposed to be really good.
Then
people
it's
are
hard.
saying it's better than the Duel Monster series.
I mean, it's hard to tell because Little Karibo just kind of shits on everything. So, I admire him as a content creator. He's probably insufferable as a person, though, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm. I think, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series is probably one of, like, at least, I think it's one of the most, like, best instances of YouTube as a creative platform.
His jokes are, like, very consistently good quality.
Yeah, I think that, like, his level of quality is, like, the only other person that's, like, comparable on YouTube with consistency is maybe, like, the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, when he's doing his actual, well, yeah, because Little Karibo does all kinds of, like, side shit.
Mm-hmm.
Although I like board
He's very unproductive, though.
He claims it's his depression. I kind of think that's...
Doesn't he have, irritable bowel syndrome? Or...
He might. I don't remember.
He has some very, like... He has a intestinal problem, I know that. Well, does he just work from home?
I think so.
I don't
know if his wife left him or not.
Oh, this is like getting way into deep lore, man. I think that he's right, though, in the sense of, like, I think Yugi is one of the best anime characters in terms of, like, he's the one that has the most character. Like, he has, I think compared to most series, I think that he has more character development than almost any other character in another series.
Right. I think Kaiba has quite a bit, too.
Well, no, he does. Because the problem with the show is the same thing that happened with Dragon Ball Z. Is that the manga wasn't done yet, so they added a lot of filler, which sometimes the filler is better than the original stuff.
So,
like, I like Darts a lot.
Was the Digital World filler?
Yes.
I actually didn't mind Digital World, to be honest.
Well, no, like, the filler is actually pretty good. But it's like another problem is that like where you get to Battle City where it's just like really long, exaggerated. Just like games that take like 4 episodes long.
The Merrick arc went on way too long.
Mm-hmm. And I just find Merrick like just like really unintimidating and boring compared to Pegasus and Darts.
One of the things, the only other like abridged series that's like decent is Dragon Ball.
I know Dragon Ball Abridged is like people will swear by that.
I just find it like too mean-spirited. Like everybody, because everyone's kind of a dick in Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series. Everyone's like a sociopath and like
The irony is that like if you really think about it, most of the time Kaiba's just breaking balls in the series. Like he's not really a bad person.
Well, he's like Vegeta. He's the straight man.
Yeah.
I'm Seto Kaiba. I'm the most skeptical man who's ever lived. Well, Kaiba's also Batman.
What do you mean? Oh, his superpower is his money?
Well, no, like I think he's done like martial arts shit, and like he always.
Oh yeah, he has.
And he always has like when he goes, "You'll never take me alive," and he like jumps out the window.
Oh yeah.
And he always has like gadgets and shit.
Well, part of the problem is that when they get into they made the card game the focus of the series, which it's not in the manga, so they kind of like a lot of the character development gets lost. But Kaiba's character is a lot less villainous in the anime.
Right. I think actually something I wish Kariba would have done more is he did 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 abridged.
Yeah, I haven't watched through Season 0. Apparently it's like, I've read through the manga, so I could understand it. It's apparently like much better. But the animation company generally is better, Toei. So...
I just like how he does it, because like Yami is like Yami gets the Halloween music play, like whenever he's on screen, and it's just like, knock knock, who's there? I'm going to kill you.
That's how it is though.
Yeah.
What is the comment? What are people even commenting?
Not a ton.
We probably don't have that many people viewing in our,
we have 17.
Oh, that's... I thought it'd be like 10, or like 5, I don't know. I think I'm just as much as a boomer at you. I'm just much more aggressive, so I die a lot. I don't know if the rocket launcher is a good weapon to use against them.
Yeah, but like I find like in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, most characters are assholes, but there's also like heart to it. I find in most like other abridged series, the characters are just like borderline sociopaths.
I don't know. I never watched any other ones.
Oh, the evil one is awful. I watched like part of an episode and it was just...
Oh, I think I watched a part of that and it was like ungodly awful. But I think it works better if you do something that's like episodic.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of perfect because it's something that's like massively cheesy, but has like a lot of good elements to it, if that makes sense. Because, like, I did legitimately really, that's hilarious. I immediately died.
What were you saying then?
I legitimately really liked the show.
I actually, like, am probably a much bigger fan than you. I just think I think it has problems.
Yeah, it has.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think most of the problem is bloating, though.
Well, that's the problem, like, any long anime series that's based on a manga has. Yu-Gi-Oh's not the worst, but it's not the best either. Nothing
What's
is
the
more
worst one?
One Piece.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think One Piece is the longest. It might be the longest manga of all time.
Is it finished yet?
No.
How long is Naruto?
Naruto's really long.
Did you ever watch the entirety of Sailor Moon?
No. I actually thought Sailor Moon was pretty good.
I think Sailor Moon is much better than Yu-Gi-Oh! If we're gonna, like, do that kind of thing.
My only issue is the character reset is worse in...
The character reset in every season?
Yeah.
So that they go through the same character arc all 5 times?
Yeah, every season. Let me think what other kind of, like, anime from there. I never liked Card Captors. I know a lot of people.
Oh, what's Card Captors? Card Captor Sakura?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the magical girl that's
Yeah.
like the competitor to Sailor Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is it? What's it? I haven't finished Rose and Maiden yet.
Did you like Rose and Maiden?
Oh, I was the person that showed it to everybody and they watched it.
I think I actually had seen
like
it
years before.
Yeah, I think I had seen it also years before.
Because I showed it to our mutual friend and then he like loved it.
Yeah.
Like I told him to watch it and he loved it, so I think everybody rewatched it.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen the 3rd season yet where it's like a remake.
I kind of didn't want to watch the 3rd season because I just don't like reboots.
Did you watch through it? Is it worth it or?
I didn't watch it.
The same thing happened to me, so I haven't watched it yet.
I kind of just would have preferred like a 3rd season, like just continuing the plot of season 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, it ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And then we just have like a reboot. Your favorite is Soiseki or the long-haired one? I get them mixed up because their names are so similar.
Yeah. The one that's wearing a veil.
Yeah.
I
The one
tend
that
to like,
June always says, "You rotten little doll." June reminds me a lot of our mutual friend.
Who does?
June.
Oh. Which one though? There's like
I was gonna say the autistic one, but that doesn't. Terrellian.
Okay.
Well, I can call him Terrellian because that's the name of his YouTube channel.
Okay.
Well, he described it as it's like if it was me hanging out with a bunch of dolls. I maintain that his parents are dead. So I think in the show they said they are.
No, they are dead.
Oh, they are? Oh.
Yeah. Their parents are dead, and she has like custody over him, and he's in like depression. He's in like his depression is so intense that he's in like depression to where he can't do anything. Basically, at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Terrellian really likes Soiginto.
Is that the main character one?
She's the evil one. With like,
Oh!
the devil wings.
That one's really, I like that one a lot too.
The only
I
one...
like her like tragic like backstory OVAs.
Yeah.
Those ones are really good.
I like her with that the waifu, the terminally ill girl.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Someone says Rose and Maiden is like Highlander with dolls.
No, that's I always thought it was Highlander meets Puppet Master, but animated.
I like it that it's just very wholesome.
That's something I would definitely show my daughter.
Yeah.
At
like
a young age.
Like an episode
I
I
would
like.
show Sailor Moon, but the censored version, at a young age.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the trans stuff in it.
Yeah. I really like I think it's the second or third episode, the one where I think it's called like the stairs, where they build like the fort at the top of the stairs. And like, cause what's her name? Ain't Hannah Ichigo's Strawberry, and the whole episode is trying to prove that she. I like how Shinku is like really acts really mature, but she's obsessed with like a detective Kun-kun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like how they all have to watch it together as like a family.
Yeah. You rotted.
What does his sister do again? What's her job? Or is she a high school student?
I actually don't know what her job is.
I thought she was a nurse or something for some reason.
She might have been. And then there's like that random IRL girl who also likes June.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like canonically supposed to like be June Shinku is like kind of the canon. Although Soiseki also likes him.
I haven't read any of the manga.
I haven't either.
Do you read manga or not?
Not really.
Okay.
I've just never gotten into it.
I read like the first half of I read the original story arcs of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then like the Pegasus story arc, and then I read half Battle City. But I bought all those in a giant set at a used bookstore. And the thing with manga is it takes up so much room. So I just got rid of the whole set.
It's also really the expensiveness is the reason I never got into it.
Yeah, but manga is like much cheaper than American comic books.
Now it is. It used to be pretty expensive.
Oh, well, like a normal volume of manga is usually like $10.
Right.
Like a standard one. A standard US graphic novel, like a trade paperback of 5 issues, is like $20, and it's shorter.
Yeah.
Because I think a standard manga is 8 issues, because the way that it's bound. But a standard trade paperback is like 5 issues, and it's $20.
Yeah, I've just never really gotten into comics.
I always like comics, but again, as you said, it's just a special treat when you have the money for it. And the thing about comics that's kind of a problem is I don't hate superheroes, but I definitely, like, it's not my favorite genre. And in the US, it's so overwhelmingly dominated by them. Or at least in mainstream, like, US, obviously there's a lot
I
of
also just don't
comics.
like how they keep rebooting things and like...
Oh, yeah. So I think they rebooted DC 3 times in the last 10 years. Keep in mind, DC's a lot better than Marvel. And DC has way more variety because DC's horror characters interact with their superhero characters. So, like, Constantine and Swamp Thing will interact with Superman and Batman.
Right.
And,
isn't there there's a Batman
Marvel,
versus...
No, I don't even think Marvel has a horror line any horror or Conan books anymore. Because Marvel used to have a horror line where they did like Tomb of Dracula and stuff, and those are pretty good. That's where Blade comes from. And they had all the Conan books, but I don't think Marvel does anything other than superheroes now, and it's all a tie-in.
It's funny how comic sales weren't really positively impacted by the Marvel movies.
I think older graphic novels, like trade paperbacks, increased, but buying comics like issue to issue is one of the most annoying and expensive things you can do.
Well, my friend Beckloff, who's like the biggest comic book guy ever, says like he's noticed over time, like more and more, like just more and more issues just stay on the shelf. Like, he was like, when they did Civil War, like, that flew off the shelf and they couldn't keep it in stock. But Marvel is just there to be, like, serve a political agenda now.
Vertigo, which is DC's adult line that made, like, Y the Last Man, and V for Vendetta, and I think no, that might be Dark Horse. Demilitarized Zone might be Dark Horse, but and Sandman and all that stuff. And I don't know if Constantine or Hellblazer is part of the main line of DC or if it's part of Vertigo. I don't know. I just generally prefer DC as a company to Marvel. Most of like Japanese dark fantasy series that are made into anime are or when they're brought over into the United States. Usually, Dark Horse distributes them in the U.S.
Have you seen
Dark Horse is pretty good.
Have you seen Ghost Hunt?
What's Ghost Hunt?
It's an anime series, like Paranormal Investigators. It's like an all-star team, so there's like a priest, a monk, like medium.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And then they just like investigate stuff.
As far as comics go,
Did you ever watch Teen Titans?
when I was a little kid, it's definitely not. Did you watch the whole thing as an adult?
Yeah.
Is it better as an adult?
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really like it because I feel it fixed a lot of my main problems with comic books. Like, there's only 5 characters. One of my issues with comics is they throw in so many fucking, like, random side characters that they don't have time to develop anyone. I like that none of them had secret identities. Because I find that kind of an annoying thing about superheroes. Just about.
I actually kind of like Spider-Man, as far as like, but I don't know if it's something I just liked as a kid. I haven't really gone back to him as an adult.
Oh, someone was asking us earlier about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films versus the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, I mean, there's no comparison. Sam Raimi is 1,000 times like this is straight up canon. I find the Marvel films almost unwatchable personally, and whenever I've watched one, it's because I have a friend that likes them, and I just go to hang out with him basically because he likes them. So I just see like random out of context numbered ones with him. So we saw, I saw like Ant-Man 2, and like
I never
Doctor
saw that.
Strange
Looked
with
horrible.
him. No, they're both like really boring.
Doctor Strange, I thought, was like unwatchable.
Oh, both those movies were awful. Sorry.
I just find them really soulless. Like they feel like products. Like no.
Yeah.
No.
I
passion.
saw what was the first Spider-Man movie that's under Marvel?
I don't even remember the one with the mud sharking.
Yeah, the amazing mud sharking man.
I thought that was pretty bad.
So I think the Marvel movies I've seen are the first Thor.
I thought Thor
the
1
Avengers
was okay.
The first 2 Iron Man movies.
Iron Man 2.
The first Avengers. The first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
How did you feel about Guardians of the Galaxy?
I think that they are the best Marvel movies, and they're like fun but not great. Like they're, I would say that
them.
Oh, you actually think they're pretty good?
I think they're pretty funny.
Oh.
They feel like someone cared when they made them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously somebody's caring when they make those, and that they have a like heart compared to the other Marvel movies. But like,
their plots are messes.
It's okay. I think the second one's. I saw both of them in the movie theaters.
The villain of the.
I know that he's part of like Pizzagate now, but I actually like James Woods' movies a lot. The movie Super is one of my favorite movies ever made. It's Dwayne from The Office playing as a retarded man who dresses up as a superhero and hits people with a wrench and they die and stuff for cutting in line.
Right.
And he made Slither, which is one of the best body horror movies of the 2000s.
Right.
Are you supposed? Do you just say 2000s or?
I guess 2000.
2001? Okay. Then 2010, 2010s.
Okay, people are saying Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, that's what it's called. I thought Thor 1 was okay.
I remember finding it really boring.
I just, because of how bad... Iron Man 2, my friend, Abstract, that is, like, he considers that to be, like, the worst movie he's ever seen.
Iron Man 2?
Well, it's not the worst. He considers it to be the most mediocre film ever made. Like, the most soulless product of a movie, like, of all time. Iron Man 3, I thought, was heinous. Iron Man 1 was, like, okay, but it's a bit like Pirates of the Caribbean 1, where it's just been ruined by, like, all the shit sequels. Do you think Spider-Man 1 or 2...
playing through this a lot faster since we're playing co-op.
Do you think Spider-Man 1 or 2 is better?
Of the original series?
Yeah.
I find Spider-Man 1 is kind of boring compared to the sequels. I would say 2, 3, 1. I think the Sam Raimi movies are like... I don't think that there's any Marvel movies that are better than like the worst Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh no, they're amazing. I think 3 got way too much shit looking back on it.
No, I think 3 is more entertaining than the first one.
The problem with the first one is the second one's very similar to the first one, but is better in every way.
Mm-hmm. I think the problem with the first one, the third one, is they jammed way too much shit into it.
Yeah.
So, like, Venom shouldn't even be there. There's no reason for Venom to be in the movie, but they were forced to put him by the studio.
Right. Or they could have taken out Sandman. They need to take out one of the villains.
Sandman was really well developed in the movie, and
Okay.
having him as a tragic character is really good. I understand that it kind of fucks with the Spider-Man lore. If, like, I don't think it fucks with it because, like, it's still Spider-Man's fault that he died. That Uncle Ben died, even if Sandman is sorry for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care if it fucks with the lore. It's still, like, entertaining.
It's its own continuity.
Yeah, and the other thing is like the third movie ends very well. Like, it ties everything up perfectly, so it does work as a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're friends again. Doesn't he? And he sacrifices his life to save Peter.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think that ties it up really well. It's just a very those movies have a lot of heart, if that makes sense.
Yeah, everyone clearly... Because I feel like it's hard to describe, but you can feel sometimes like that the actors are having fun making the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I find with Lord of the Rings, you could tell everyone was having a blast.
Compared to, like, The Hobbit.
I've never seen any of the Hobbits, actually.
Oh, I heard that they're, like, god-awful.
They looked really bad.
And this is where he almost fires the Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, Venom shouldn't have even been in Spider-Man 3.
Well, no, the studio forced him into the movie.
The movie Venom was like, really, it was one of the most mediocre things ever.
The Venom, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it, but it has body horror, so...
I mean, okay, to be, like, it wasn't bad.
I found the Venom movie better than, like, the Spider-Man Away From Home or whatever.
Any of the Marvel? Okay, it was better than, like, any of the Marvel movies. It was really weird, which I'll give it credit for.
Is it bad that, like, I think the DC movies often are objectively worse made, but they're funnier? I don't know, like, I don't know how to, like, I like
No,
the
but they're
character
interesting.
interaction.
They're
They're interesting, but I mean, like, the Justice League movie, I find the character interaction that, like, better than the character interaction in, like, the Avengers.
Like,
I find a lot of the Avengers characters kind of annoying, and I don't really find any of the characters in the Justice League.
I could
And I
write
feel like the Justice League was way more self-aware. With like Superman is more powerful than the rest of them combined, and they just state that on screen, or that like Aquaman is annoying and nobody likes him. I don't know, maybe it was just when me and my sister watched it together in the movie theater, we actively like commented on the Justice League movie and made fun of it constantly.
Like I could make like a dozen videos. I could write like a book on what a clusterfuck the Justice League movie is. But it was like fascinating to watch. And like,
what's the first Justice League movie that's not called Justice League? The Superman versus Batman.
yeah.
That movie is such a fucking train wreck.
I liked it though. I'm the only person who liked it.
I bought it on like Blu-ray because I thought it would suck, and then like I saw the part where like Darkseid comes and like conquers the world and Batman fights him, and I'm like, this looks amazing. And then the rest of the movie was a clusterfuck, but that one scene where like Superman is like mind controlled by Darkseid and like Batman's some resistance fighter in like the alternate future. That is like one of the best scenes in all of cinema.
I liked the Batman and Superman character arc. Like I liked the portrayal of Batman as like this old bitter man who hadn't accomplished anything. And like he was gonna take down Superman, and that was gonna be like his lasting accomplishment. So I liked that. I also liked I don't know if it did it that well, but Superman dealing with being a messiah figure. And I thought that was very interesting. That was interesting.
Do you agree with the idea that they made Superman like too willing to kill people in it or something? Do you think that's a fair criticism? I don't know that much about Superman the character though.
I like
because I actually really liked Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was great.
I guess like a lot of people actively hate it.
I thought it was a great action. That one alien was really cute.
Oh,
I'm going to search what's left of the
also Amy Adams is really good looking.
What's the guy that plays the villain? What's the villain's name in it?
Zod was Nazgul.
No, Zod is like amazing. Like I like Zod better than Superman. It's just like you're gonna get in the way of my race. Fuck you, Exterminator.
No, I love when he kills the council. Like he does a coup, and he's 100% right. 'Cause the council's retarded.
So like Zod is like I like Zod in that movie so much. I actually think that movie is like one of the better superhero movies ever made.
I thought
but I guess I'm not a Superman fan. But I don't know. Maybe like I would be if I read into it more. I guess
are agreeing in the chat that they like Man of Steel.
Oh, they like that movie?
I remember the music being really good too.
I never saw the 70s Superman. Am I missing out?
It's like okay. I don't think it's aged very well.
Do you think, compared to like Tim Burton Batman, is it like shit?
I
prefer Tim Burton's Batman to The Dark Knight, but I assume you prefer The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Well, I can see it's a very you kind of movie.
Well, yeah.
Do you prefer the Dark Batman Returns?
Oh yeah, I prefer Batman like
because of the body.
Should I list the? Yeah, I'll list. Well, no, Catwoman is like an amazing character. I like anything that has like tragic anti-heroes. So most of like the '90s movies that Tim Burton made. So like Ed Wood is a like top 10 movie, for instance. I would say
Ed Wood's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that he made until like I guess Sleepy is like from the era of Tim Burton from the Pee Wee Herman movie through Sleepy Hollow is like one of the greatest directors ever lived, in my opinion. Every single movie that he made, all those movies are just.
Was Planet of the Apes the one that was like the beginning of?
That was the first one he made, and then everything after that was downhill.
I'm trying to remember what were all the shitty movies he made? Because he made a lot of shitty movies.
He's made so many remakes, and they're all shit.
I've never seen his Planet of the Apes because everyone just tells me it's really bad.
It has really, really good effects. Like, the effects, in my opinion, are better than the effects in the new good Planet of the Apes movies. But I
I
don't
love all
die
three of
that
those.
much.
I think those are like one of
I
my
haven't
favorite
seen the
ones.
first one yet. I only saw the second one and the third one.
I just think Caesar's a really good character.
Yeah. I like Planet of the Apes, though. I like the idea of, like, the high sci-fi of going into this world where it's like the apes rule and they have their own society. I like that a lot better than the apes rising up in the post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
I don't know. I like the first two Planet of the Apes movies the best, if that makes
Wasn't
sense.
the second one a troll movie?
A troll movie?
Is that the
No,
one?
the second movie's amazing, but that's a very Serp Kerp movie.
Was that the one
Like,
where they blow up the Earth?
Yeah, the human race and the ape race are both annihilated at the end.
Yeah.
Because Charlton Heston didn't want to play the character anymore.
Didn't all the sequels suck?
No, they're pretty good.
Oh, okay.
All those movies are good. It's just the way that it's paced and like emotionally is just a lot different than the way that
Oops.
Did you die?
Yeah.
Are just a lot different. Let's see if they fix this glitch.
So I don't respond.
Will it spawn you in midair and you'll die? Because on the original Xbox, it would keep spawning people in midair and they'd die. I really like the female chanting in this.
Oh yeah, I love how Zod wanted a eugenics program to like remove the degenerates. Something I never get. So the Kryptonians just not have any colonies?
No, any more extent colonies? I think so. Oh, I'm a professional.
Yeah, because they didn't like seem to have any.
Wait, we should commandeer one of those banshees. We'll need it to reach the pulse generator in time.
Zack Snyder's a good director. I think he's a director though that kind of needs
I think he's talented, but I think he needs somebody else to write it for him.
Oh no, I was gonna say he's like Michael Bay, where he needs a
director, but not a
straitjacket.
good storyteller. Yeah. Or he's a good director, but he's not a good storyteller. Have you seen Pain and Gain?
No.
I think Pain and Gain is one of the best black comedies ever made. That's one of Michael Bay's newer movies.
Michael Bay is very talented, but he needs someone to put him on a leash.
Yeah, well, he's not a very good storyteller, but he's a very good director, if that makes sense.
Like Transformers
Or a very
2
good
is Michael
filmmaker.
Bay with just going full Michael Bay without anyone telling him no.
I remember that being almost unwatchable.
No, Transformers 2 is one of the worst movies ever made. I like Transformers 3 actually.
Oh, I remember I thought Transformers 1 is a very watchable movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while, but it's a movie that you could like put on while you're cooking or something.
Yeah.
Or like just have in the background.
Oh, did I go the wrong way?
I don't know what she told us to do because I've been
Oh, okay, no, I went the wrong way. I really like this level because of like how it's vertical and it's kind of open worldish. What movie was it talking about again?
Oh, we're talking about Michael Bay.
Yeah, so like that movie was
Have you ever seen The Rock?
yeah, The Rock was awesome.
Did he make the Bumblebee movie?
I don't
Or are we
know.
supposed to shoot that thing then?
We have to walk into it and our shield disrupts it.
Oh.
Generator second floor dock line. Bug out.
Oh. The Sentinel fell into me. Opinion on George Lucas. I think
George Lucas is an outstanding filmmaker. He's actually a very talented director.
I think he kind of needs someone to tell him no as well.
I think Attack of the Clones is really exaggerated, it being bad.
You mean a fan? Well, he didn't. Did he direct Attack of the Clones?
He made it. The movies he's directed are THX 1138, American Graffiti, the first Star Wars movie, and then the three prequels. Those are the movies he's personally directed. But
Oh, I
he's
thought
written and
Attack of the
produced.
Clones was somebody else.
No, he's produced and written
Target with an arrow.
numerous movies though, because he doesn't personally like directing because he's not a people person, so he has a hard time with actors. And that's probably a lot of problem with the prequels, if that makes sense. Is that its acting isn't very good because he has a hard time with people.
He's not very good at like writing dialogue.
Yes. And a lot of the thing is like you can fix that if you let the actors fix it if you're good with people, but he wasn't.
He just seems like a legit, like decent guy. Like the themes he tries to put in are generally pretty wholesome.
About redemption?
Yeah, redemption. I think my favorite scene in any movie might be Darth Vader's.
I think everybody agrees. Like, I think that it's universally thought to be the best scene in the franchise.
Or I just mean in like anything.
Oh yeah, but I mean like I've had numerous people. For instance, Classical TS. I think that's his favorite scene in any movie as well.
It's like the most Christian thing I think I've ever seen. I actually cry. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. I always cry when I see that scene.
You gotta walk into the generator thing.
You already have.
That's why I hate the sequel so much, is it ruins it.
Yeah.
I saw the first sequel, it made me like physically angry because of that. Does that make sense?
Well, Luke, like, what the fuck happened with Luke? Like, Luke was all... I love how, like, the Mark Hamillers... Like, a Jedi doesn't give up. Sure, he gets depressed and maybe, like, takes a month off, but then he's back trying to save the universe. Palpatine, I think, was, like, the first thing in a movie that legit scared the shit out of me.
In
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah. What age did you see those movies?
Like, 10 or 11?
Oh, yeah. Probably the same. Probably, like, 2nd, 3rd grade I saw him.
Just, he is, like, one of the most... Like, he looks like how I pictured Satan at that age.
Well, I have a question. Can we talk about Debargent lore?
Sorry.
About, like, your religious upbringing?
Sure.
Did the church that you went to as a child, did they believe in, like, a real Satan? Like, as a personal, fallen angel?
It was never discussed.
Okay. But you just picked it up from the culture?
Yeah.
So
I don't really remember being taught, like, anything other than, like how it reinforces, like, social liberalism. But that seems to be, like, are most liberal Protestants... Oh, here we go. This is a really good example of enemy fighting. I love this part of
the enemy infighting? Well, there's 4 different teams right here. There's our team, there's the Covenant. Yeah, that guy killed me, the sword one. There's a Covenant, there's the Sentinels, and there's the Flood, and they're all fighting each other at the same time, along with you.
I'm just trying to respawn you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Look at you, you're a team player. I always just push forward whenever I play this with other people.
What was I thinking of? Oh, are most liberal Protestants, like, adoptionists or something?
Yes.
Like, is that... Okay, so that's not just me.
There's a difference. They have, like, a certain soriological theory, too, which makes adoptionism even worse, that I'm pretty sure you guys believe. I don't remember the title, but it's, like, a virtue theory of soriology or salvation, where Christ is the most virtuous person, and that's how he like,
it was something
himself
like
as the ultimate man to God. And that's, like, I think that's even worse than adoptionism.
No, I use adoptionism because that's the only like formal word. It was like that. It was, um, yeah. It's like we're all sons of God, and Jesus wasn't really special. He just set the best example. But
Which
like,
is
but like, I don't recall ever being taught that Jesus. No, as I've said, I didn't realize that Christians thought Jesus was like the incarnation of God until I was in my 20s. Because I grew up around liberal Protestants and none of them ever said that. They always were very clear on segregating God and Jesus, if that makes sense.
Well, I grew up as a very Novus Ordo Catholic, but like there is no distinction, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's kind of weird because I don't. I remember my church being like, maybe it's just I pay more attention. But I don't. My church that I grew up with was not a good church to be in. Like, but I remember knowing more than almost all the evangelical Protestants I went to because I went to public high school. I didn't go to Catholic high school.
Right.
So
Well, that might be a good thing.
no, that might be a good. But I remember knowing more, like substantially more about Christianity than most of the evangelical Protestants I went to high school with, and like Pentecostals and stuff. And there was like I went through. Did you ever go through an atheist stage? In, like, high
Yes,
school?
briefly.
Does every male have to do that?
I think
or is
so.
that
I
if
almost
they, if they look at porn, does it cause it? And I wonder if they didn't look at.
That
porn,
was the closest I
there
ever
be an
came to killing
atheist stage?
myself. I was an atheist
Is
for
the
like
atheist stage?
Yeah.
Were you a sad atheist, or were you like, yeah, I get to look at porn atheist?
I was sad.
Yeah. I read like Nietzsche and stuff in high school. I tried to read Thus Spoke Zarathustra, but I found it the most boring thing ever.
No, it's unreadable.
And then so I read like the first opening of it, and that was like unreadable. And then I read Antichrist, and then like it actually reverted me back to Christianity because it was so stupid. No, I'm not even kidding. Like that's actually like it was so bad. Like it was so like the arguments against Christianity or Christian morality, because it wasn't like. It was like Christianity is immoral, and its arguments were so bad that it converted me back to Christianity.
So, like, for me, so I guess it was, I was raised as an extremely liberal Protestant. And then I was exposed to, like, Dawkins, which was arguing against, like, shit-tier evangelicals. So that kind of made me an atheist. Although
did you read, like, the God Delusion and stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Did you read just the God Delusion, or did you read any of those other stuff?
I think I just read the God Delusion.
I mean, is it just total cringe?
It's just, it kind of shows that it's trying to show Christianity is incompatible with liberalism. It's more of an argument, I guess against fideism.
Against what?
I don't know. It's like it's basically
Fideism?
It's mostly it's mostly like an argument against
you know something because you believe it.
Yeah.
Like you only need faith. Is
like
God
shit tier
can't be
Protestantism.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit tier non-denominational. And I'm someone who likes a lot of non-denominational, like as people, but.
Like, as people, I like evangelicals and non-denominational Christians, but they're generally just not very well,
they're better than Latin American Catholics, I'll give them that.
I've talked to some Latin American Catholics. I think there's a glitch.
Let's see if that works. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. But yeah, like, so, like, what I was raised in believing that nothing in the Bible actually happened.
Yeah, I was raised like I remember part of the stuff that led me to being a trad is because I became Catholic, and then like I discovered that when I go to like Catholic Answers, I discovered that they believe in like the documentary hypothesis and shit like that.
What's the
And I remember that like deeply disturbing me. The idea that like Moses wasn't real.
I actually like Catholic Answers. I still kind of like it.
But I remember the people believing the documentary hypothesis like deeply disturbing me, and that's what led me down the route of becoming a trad.
I admit I'm kind of agnostic about how exactly some stuff, like how much historical
if you know more about the Bronze Age, then we essentially know nothing. So the irony is like I think one of the only extant histories we have actually is the Old Testament.
Right.
So there's actually more bias against the Old Testament than there ought to be, if that makes sense. Like it's like Terrellian said when Boris Johnson quoted the Iliad in Greek, he was considered like a Chad. But if he quoted the New Testament in Greek, he'd be considered a freak.
Well, the other thing, like, people don't get about the Bible is the Bible isn't one book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so people seem to think like it is. So it's like, so people are like, oh, there's only, like, the Bible's the only source for Jesus. Well, if that's true, then, like, how many books are in the New Testament?
27.
Okay, so that's 27 different independent sources. Like,
yeah, but I mean, Paul wrote most of it. But...
Right. Okay. Well.
So there's.
Okay, but they're different.
John,
documents.
Paul, Luke, Matthew, Mark, right? So.
But they're different documents.
Oh, and then there's.
Is what I mean. Like.
And then there's.
Also, there's like Clement and stuff like that.
What?
There's also like Clement and stuff like that.
Yeah, the thing is, like, from my understanding, Clement was actually descripturized by like the Catholic Church, because in the early church, the first letter of Clement was considered scripture.
Wasn't it just because he wasn't an apostle?
Yes, because originally it was part of scripture. If that makes sense, like it was. Oh, I unplugged my controller here.
I think it was solely because he wasn't an apostle.
No, it is. No, that's actually.
I don't think there was anything like problematic about it.
No, because it was part of. Do you like the term proto-orthodox, or would you just use the term? That's like the scholarship term for what became mainstream Christianity.
That was pre-Nicene.
For pre-Nicene Christianity, which became mainstream Christianity, the scholarly term to call it in retrospective is currently proto-orthodox.
Oh, I never really had a term.
So there is like proto-orthodox, like there's for the for like New Testament scripture and apocrypha, there's like proto-orthodox, which there's apocrypha, there's proto-orthodox. And then there's closely related Jewish Christianity, which generally is like similar. And then there's obviously numerous strains of Gnosticism.
Right.
Okay, let's take care of the next pulse generator.
Let me think. I generally call pre-schism Christianity Nicene Christianity.
No, but what you're supposed to call anti-Nicene Christianity, ant-Nicene Christianity is proto-orthodoxy.
Right.
And then you call it Nicene, and then you call it Chalcedonian.
Right.
And then and then after that, then you just switch to being Catholic and Orthodox. In history, right now, the technical terms.
Right.
If that makes sense, I'm a Catholic who believes that the Catholic Church is the true church founded by Jesus Christ. So.
So when do scholars normally start referring to them as Catholic and Orthodox?
Probably like the 7th, 8th century.
So before the Great Schism?
Because when you get to like the Phobian schism and stuff, and like around, so probably around the time of like Charlemagne, the 9th century, like the 8th, 9th century, that's where it becomes kind of definitive.
Right.
Do you want to get the warthog over here?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
I think they're gonna try and blow it up. I don't know what's attacking it.
Is a grenade.
Oh, there's the top. Okay, I'm gonna go and fight them in the coast. But what were you saying about the?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Usually they don't do that till where you get to like the Phobian schism, and they'll use the term like Chalcedonian Christianity.
Right. But yeah, no, going back to the Old Testament, like, as far as, like, Noah's Ark, I'm kind of agnostic about, like, if it means the whole world, if it just means the Middle East.
I'm actually pretty close to, like, straight up full, like, creationism.
Right.
To be honest, I don't know how much I've talked about that to other people, but I actually kind of...
So do you think it was the whole world?
Yeah, I believe it was the whole world.
I don't have a strong opinion. I guess I tend a bit more to think it was...
I killed myself with my own ghost on accident.
I guess tends to be in the direction I go.
You don't... It doesn't matter to you?
I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Do you want to finish this level and then we'll end the stream? Or...
Sure.
I gotta cook dinner. I was gonna cook dinner pretty soon.
Okay,
So.
sure. But no, I don't have a strong opinion on most of that kind of thing. It's not something I'm particularly well versed in. I'm not sure like how much historical scholarship there is on it either.
Well, I don't know. So it's universal in every call, and it really is. Like it's not a meme. It actually really is universal. If that makes sense. So it's not like it's not too big of a jump for me. I know that probably makes me sound like a retard to your... Do you have atheist fans?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe there's some atheist fans that are gonna unsubscribe to you because I said that, but...
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Most of my atheist fans are, like, very pro-Christian.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have fans who are, like, agnostics, but they take their kids to church, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Which I find is not an uncommon thing in kind of the edgosphere.
I'm a person that finds it very easy to believe, if that makes sense.
Yes, you do. Much more so.
So it's really hard for me to, like, understand somebody would, like, just think Christianity is a good thing for society and, like, raise their children Christian, be, like, personally agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's very difficult for me to understand.
It's weird, but I understand it. Because there are, like, people, like, on my server who will say things like, oh, I do think Christianity should be religion, like, state religion. And as an atheist, I'm okay, like, just, I get that it's a toxic thing. But which, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I kind of agree, but I do respect that.
No, I'm not saying it, I'm not, like, telling them that they're a bad person or something. What I'm saying is it's hard for me to personally envision that. And maybe that's a gift. I've never had any like, suffering actually makes me believe more, if that makes sense. I don't know.
I would agree, actually.
Like human suffering causes me to believe God more intensely. Like an argument of natural evil has never prompted me to become more questioning of God.
Something I guess kind of unusual is in my case, the more I kind of started like, the beauty of nature actually was pretty big for me. Because I really like animals and stuff, and when I started like watching like BBC's Planet Earth and like more documentaries and stuff about nature, that actually made me believe more in God. Just because of how beautiful and complicated the world is. Someone's asking how old you think the Earth is.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm an older creationist. So I agree with like geology. I just think that God created things in phases.
Okay.
So I think God correctly created the different species, but he created them in phases, if that makes sense,
Right.
for every era.
People are asking, how do you believe suffering makes you believe? That makes no sense.
Okay, so when the coronavirus came out, it caused me to like be awestruck by the limitless power of God and his ability to completely annihilate us.
Right, but some people might just say it's just a purely naturalistic phenomenon.
But I have a natural tendency to believe, if that makes sense.
Right.
Do we just fly out at this level now?
But like a lot of people would kind of view it as like God doesn't exist because he allowed that sort of thing to happen.
I've never thought like that. That's just something I've never... It's just thinking that it is not natural to me. Because God... I don't understand that, because you could have an all-powerful God that is like pro-human suffering. It's not a... How would you call it? It's not a lot... It's not like the power, the necessity of God to create the universe and to create intelligibility in the universe doesn't necessarily mean that God would be pro-human life. So it's more like the question of the existence of a God of traditional theism to me is like foolish, because I believe like the God of traditional or classical theism is obviously true. It is clearly self-evidently true, but that God is a Christian God is more, or a Muslim God, or a indifferent God, or a deistic God, or maybe like a Platonic God. That's much more.
Someone says question. If he's pro-human suffering, then why worship him?
What do you I'm not saying you'd necessarily need to worship him. I'm just talking about existence.
No, he said. Someone says you shouldn't worship God if he's like is okay with human suffering.
Human suffering is necessary.
Well, my opinion of was kind of C.S. Lewis had said that like God allows evil because when he comes to bring justice, he will pay all debts, black and white, and he is staying his hand to give us a chance to repent.
But human suffering isn't necessarily evil.
No.
So it's not. It's just a non sequitur. It's always been a non sequitur in my thinking.
Right. I like what the creator of Breaking Bad said. I can accept there's no heaven, I can't accept there's no hell.
Well, no, I think I actually believe if universal salvation actually would actively make God evil.
One of my issues with Christianity is, because I think I've said my mother's side are liberal Mennonites.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hated pacifism.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Christianity promoted moral cowardice in the face of evil.
Well, apparently you didn't read anything about the Old Testament then at that point.
Right. Well, no, I was. It was like no, I was told.
But
that
that's like a meme because the New Testament is full of like the exact opposite.
But like what I was told basically is the Old Testament was them killing innocent people, and then Jesus said, "No, we can't kill anybody," and then they just didn't kill anybody.
Where do we go from here?
Right here.
Do we climb down or? Oh, okay.
So someone's saying, what about babies who die?
Well, it's necessary for creation.
Well, they're just saying that's a form of they just view that as unnecessary suffering.
Is unnecessary suffering intrinsically wrong?
I don't know.
Evil is a deprivation of good. Like,
I just view that the world is inherently unfair, but it will be made fair on the last day. And it's unfair by design, because if it was fair, then we'd all be in hell. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So very Calvinistic there.
Is that Calvinistic?
Yeah, that we all deserve... Like, I mean, I guess it's like...
No, I mean, like, things... I think we're incapable...
No, I think I probably exaggerated that, sorry. I like how saying that somebody is Calvinist is like calling them the N-word or something.
I meant more in the context of some things are impossible for man, but nothing is impossible for God.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's more what I know.
I'm sorry I said that. That's kind of right.
I think I'm like what is it? Molinism?
Molinist?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're very pro free will then?
I'm kind of like, I think I'm in like the middle of the spectrum.
Oh. Are you like a compatibilist then?
I'm actually a libertarian on that scale.
Oh.
But that's because I have a different conception of free will. I think free will is an incoherent concept. And it just refers to actions taken by agents. So like humans, I think, because they have intentionality, are the start of causal chains. So
This is just really annoying because I should have done something in this where I should have just driven a ghost the whole time.
Yeah.
And just had to do this stuff with the Banshee. Because I'll do that when I play this by myself, is I'll try to save a ghost the whole time or something.
Right.
So I can just go through this part with a ghost.
I like how Dan Brown doesn't understand, like what Gnosticism is.
I never read any of his stuff.
Because he thinks Gnosticism held that Jesus was a man and rejected the supernatural.
What? That's like the complete opposite.
Yeah, but he's retarded.
I don't understand this, like, glorification of Gnosticism.
Well, it's by people who don't know what Gnosticism is. Because
Why do they think Gnosticism is really liberal? Because Gnosticism is, like, even more puritanical.
No, that's why I used to like it. I used to be like a Gnostic. And it's because I liked how puritanical it was.
But, like, the people that are usually Gnostics don't like Christianity because they think it's too puritanical.
Well, yeah, the Gnostics were like, anti-natalists.
I wonder if, like, there will be another people will openly identify as Gnostic and form, like, an organization. Because it's just kind of like weird Greek people, like occult Christians that are Gnostics right now. But like Gnosticism. Well, yeah, like women with holy orders and stuff that call themselves Gnostics.
Oh.
Like independent Catholics that call themselves Gnostics and stuff that have like old Catholic holy orders.
I admit
That's
I've always really I've always really hated the idea of female ordination.
Well, female ordination is like female ordination is more like there's less support for the Trinity by far in the like there's less support for the Trinity in the Bible than like all male episcopate. Like all male episcopate or all male like clergy is so fundamental and like completely justified in the like just so clear in the Bible that it's like one step down from monotheism, basically.
For me, it's just kind. Well, it's that, but it's also just kind of.
Okay, like the banshee like ran me over. I never saw that before.
I view the male as being like the creative and destructive impulse, and the females being the sustaining and nurturing impulse.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of that's what I associate with like clergy. And men are just like the leaders.
Well, no, it's mostly because like men are the leaders,
Yeah.
and men are much more balanced in their thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that any religion run by women usually just breaks down.
Yeah.
Into incoherency.
My view of gender relations is how it's described in Team America World Police. Have you seen Team America World Police?
No.
Oh, okay. There's like a speech in it where there's like 3 types of people in the world: dicks, pussies, and assholes. And it's,
Oh yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie. Never mind.
so that's like how I view it. Sometimes dicks, Team America fucks too hard, and it's up to pussies to put them in line. And if they don't, then assholes will just shit all over everyone. Cause like, I don't know, like you need women to restrain men, like from just.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
No,
but
no, I know.
talking
I'm
about-
just. Sorry, it's a side issue. It's not really what you were saying.
Yeah, but I think that in religion, that an all-female religion tends to become incoherent and abusive.
People are saying I should have a debate stream. Well, I don't know who I would
A
have
debate against who?
I don't know if someone wants to.
Are we gonna like debate an atheist or something? Is that what they want?
I don't.
I'm gonna say like atheists debating Christians is usually like some of the most cringe shit you'll ever see.
No, it's because they never take. They almost never take like a Christian who can like speak in complete sentences. They get someone like retarded. Like, has Classical Theist ever done a debate with an atheist?
Yeah, but it's just like such cringe because like the atheist usually changes his presuppositions during the middle of the debate. I've always seen.
And they interrupt
Mm-hmm.
and move the goalposts. And
I'm not even trying to be like. I'm not even just being like grotesquely pro-Christian right now. Like this is just objective fact that atheists do not make good debaters.
appeals to emotion is something that always happens.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well, I
Philistines.
I just find debates is just kind of like stupid, but.
Someone's saying debate a different Christian sect or an atheist about some theological point of contention. I mean, I'm not like I'm pretty ecumenical. No, I don't want to talk about Jay Dyer. People always want me to talk about Jay Dyer.
I don't personally like Jay Dyer.
I don't even know who
like,
he is, to be honest.
There was a Calvinist Baptist that like destroyed Jay Dyer one time. Like the thing is when Jay Dyer gets in a debate, he always loses, but he's just so loud that nobody notices. If that makes
Didn't
sense.
he refuse to debate Classical Theist?
No, they had like a discussion, but then he like still like attacked him. I think he made like a 2-hour-long video where it was just against him.
Is he like the Kurt Doolittle of Orthodoxy?
I don't like him. He's not a very pleasant person, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Like I think most Orthodox people view him as like he's the Orthodox version of the Diamond Brothers.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying then?
I find the Diamond Brothers kind of funny.
Well, the Diamond Brothers are hilarious, but you don't want the first thing that if somebody's interested in Catholicism or just wants to learn about Catholicism, they type in something and then the first thing that comes up is the Diamond Brothers. That's very bad. And from my understanding, what happens with Orthodoxy, that's what happens with Jay Dyer and Orthodoxy, is people will try to learn about some Orthodox theological thing, and Jay Dyer will come up.
Oh no, like I'm like the Diamond Brothers, don't get me wrong, they're cancerous, but I find them funny.
Well, no, I find them funny too.
Like how they insist on calling them like the anti-pope and stuff like that. And, like,
They don't just be like, I don't follow Francis. They're like, anti-Pope Francis.
the post-Vatican II religion.
Oh, I forgot about the post-Vatican.
There's a website called Novus Ordo Watch.
Yeah, I've read a lot of Novus Ordo Watch, and it's the most anti-charitable site ever made, if that makes sense.
I don't get, like, is it supposed to be like funny or is it like dead serious?
No, it's extremely it's like in your face trying to like mock people that are Catholic, normal Catholics,
Right.
and it's extremely mean-spirited.
Oh, okay, so
That
they
makes
aren't
sense.
self-aware at all then, is what you're saying.
No, it's very self-aware, mean-spirited.
Oh, they're just, so they are
It's very
self-aware, they're just
very
assholes?
Self-aware. It's like very mean-spirited asshole humor. That's just like very bad theology and very bad logic a lot of the times too.
I thought Novus Ogre was funny though. The couple years.
The Novus Orgo of the Year.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I was kind of sad they stopped doing that.
Oh. Well, no, it's supposed to be funny. It's just very mean-spirited, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just have a plasma pistol, so I'm kind of screwed.
It's funny how much, like, I find like some of those guys hate Benedict more than they hate
The Sedevacantists?
Yeah.
I think Sedevacantists hate because they don't see Francis as a threat, but they see Benedict as a threat, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because they think if Benedict seems like a pope to them, so they're actually existentially afraid.
Well, didn't a lot of like the schism like trads?
Well, a lot of Sedeva. There was like for the CMRI, like all their nuns returned during Benedict's reign, and like I think half the like a large portion of the SSPX broke off and joined. And the SSPX, from my understanding, when Francis became Pope, basically almost came into full continuity, and it was just a hair away, and that's what led to the like Williamson and all the people around him schism
Right.
from the SSPX. Okay, so you want to call this a night then?
Sure, that sounds great. Thanks for coming on, man. I think that was a fun,
Well,
comfy
thanks for
stream.
having me.
Yeah, we should. do
This is
again.
one of my favorite games ever.
Mhm. It's fun as co-op.
Yeah.
So yeah, God bless. Enjoy your
Yep.
dinner, man.
Night, night.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have fun. Lots more content to come. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Damaged reactor.